So here's one thing here I have to say this, why it's so important that they told their story. And to me, this story was so vital. First of all, like I said earlier, why is it so hard to believe that they would want to defend themselves after years of being lied about and having your name slandered for years and you couldn't say anything? Why? Of course. And of course, if they're going to do that, why would they just go on Instagram and post it when they can make $100 million doing it? Why is it just like, so this is why, like, I don't understand why people are so pissed with them for getting 100 million. I get it because a lot of people will never see money like that and they're just jealous. But as a businesswoman, I'm just like, these guys are freaking geniuses. What? Like, okay, let me keep going. And so the reason why this was so important, in the trailer, in the video, in the documentary, Harry talks about how he saw what happened to his mother happening again to Meghan. Ironically, it happened to him too. But he saw it happening to Meghan. And every girlfriend that he dated was just berated by the press and harassed. But Meghan's situation was extreme because she's a black woman. Mixed race woman. And so, first of all, they showcase the harassment and the way that women are treated by the British media. And not just the British media, this is around the world, how women treat women. Women treat women, but the world treats women. And how they attack women in the public eye. So that was a very important thing that they shone a light on. Another thing that they shone a light on, and this is the brightest light that was shone, was the racial facts and the racism, not only within the royal family, but especially with the British media and the media at large. Because a lot of time when they would label it the British media, and yes, the British media is way more monstrous and way more racist than the American media is allowed to be, because America is not going to tolerate its media being as racist as the British media. I personally know a few black British celebrities, like superstar celebrities, who had to run away from the UK because of how terrible the British media is. And so they shone a light on this racism in the British media, the media at large, and people, internet trolls, people around the world. And this was the brightest light they shone. And like I said earlier, it was the most compelling part of the documentary. Then they shone a light on the toxicity of the paparazzi. Now, we've heard these complaints from so many celebrities, from the Kanye West to the Kim Kardashians. We see so many celebrities screaming at paparazzi, leave us alone, can't you just leave us alone? But this is somebody that, unlike the Kardashians, who created this, this situation, he was born into this. He didn't ask for this. He did not ask for this life. He was born into it. It was forced on him. And we're seeing pretty much Northwest in 37 years or 30 years, however old she is now, I don't know. We're seeing Blue Ivy in 30 years. How they're going, if they continue to hone the celebridom of their parents, but it's not even the same, because the royal family, they will always have that relevance. Blue Ivy might just not be relevant, right? But the royal family is always going to have that relevance. Well, maybe not always, because it looks like they're dismantling it, but I'll talk about that. But either way, they shone a light on these things. So these were some of the pros, and I think that this story was so important, because when you shine a light on these things, you force people to be introspective. You force people to consider, are there ways that I trolled Meghan Markle on the internet? Are there ways that I contributed to this media storm that attacked her? And are there ways, not just her, but have I affected other people on this planet in this way? And am I experiencing this myself? So this is why it was important, because she shone a light on an issue that we all experience: internet trolls. I think everybody that uses the internet and either posts on Instagram or tweets something publicly, you have experienced some form of an internet troll. And you probably, for that, it's relatable to you, just at the very least. But they shone a light on these issues of the modern era that need to be addressed and need to be tackled. And that's why, to me, that was the crux of this story. And that's why this story was extremely important and so necessary to be told. Now, some of the cons of this, I've said this earlier, is most people that showcase their love to the public suffer with keeping up their romance. So people that showcase their love lives to the public, it's almost like a curse. So that's the unfortunate truth, but I don't think they had a choice, because their type of situation, they have to have their people are always going to be obsessed with the royals' love lives. People are going to be obsessed with that. So he's never had a choice to not have a public romantic relationship. All his relationships, it seems like he said, at least most of them, have been in the public eye. So I don't think he really understands how not to have a public relationship. And they did do a good job of being quite private, if you ask me, in this. Even though they did showcase some things, they told what was necessary about their experience by way of these things that I talked about. The way women are treated negatively in the media and the public, the racism and the toxic paparazzi and all those things. But I feel like they showed what was necessary and they left out all the other details that is just none of our business. And even them telling us how they met, I broke down earlier why that was important, because he wanted to defend this woman, but I'm sure they've left out so much that we just don't know anything about their romance.